Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. I just made this pretty card and then spilled my watercolors all over it. So we're going to be making a version of this card without watercolors spilled all over it. So I wasn't going to make another one. You get the general idea, and we're going to be making them together. So this is using watercolors in the background. And if you saw my haul from the other day from Salvation Army, I bought this really cool set of stamps. These are wood-mounted stamps. It's been forever since I've bought wood-mounted stamps. So this came with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamps. I only used 4 in this. But then we used I used some watercolor in the background. So the other thing that I'm using is, let me grab this. The other thing I got the same day from my dump / recycling center haul, I got this heavyweight vellum drawing paper, and I'm using that kind of in lieu of watercolor paper. This is not watercolor paper. It is that vellum drawing paper, and it does work. So let's use what we have. If you have watercolor, by all means use watercolor paper. I am using watercolor paint, but I am not using watercolor paper. Use what you have. It will work. So let's make some cards using this really simple wash technique that we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you how simple it is. So I'm going to flip this paper over. It's grungy on both sides, but I just spilled my watercolor all over it. Figures. So I am starting off with paper. Now this paper is larger than what it needs to be, but right now currently it is 5 by 4. It doesn't need to be 5 by 4. Let me put my glue out of the way. But that is what I have. We're going to trim it down. I'd rather work with a piece of paper that's larger than what I need than obviously smaller than what I need. I'm okay with trimming my paper afterwards. So I am using a very large, kind of clean it off, a very large watercolor brush. This is a round number 12. And this is the Master's Touch ones from Hobby Lobby. I think I had got this on like a big clearance sale or something. And then my watercolors that I am using are the Mungyo. I'm pretty sure I got this on Amazon a very long time ago. And this is a pretty decent set of watercolors. There's a lot in here. Okay, and this takes up all my desk. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the water because I don't need that right now. And what you do when you're working with watercolors is you want to take like a spritz bottle and you want to wet your watercolors. I want to get them a little saturated. I am going to be working wet on dry, which is typically how I like to work. I like my watercolors to be wet, my brush to be wet, my paper to be dry. So I am going to be doing some yellows, and let's get a little bit of yellow here. I'm going to add it here. A little bit of this, we're going to add that here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this just above the horizon line. Just a simple line. I can come in and sort of make it a little bigger. Simple line. Actually, I need my water. Put my water away. Let me grab my water. And then the next one I'm going to come in is the pink, and I want that right below it. So let me grab a little bit of pink here, a little bit of pink here. Mix this up. You know, when the sun is setting, you see a little bit of pinks and yellows and all that. That's what I'm going for. And we're just kind of putting the color down, blending it up with the one just above it. And then I want to come in with a blue for the sky. And I'm doing different blues for the sky. So this is a much sort of paler blue. And I'm okay with a little bit of yellow being in there, almost a green. I'm okay with that. I'm taking some of the water off my brush because I'm going to bring this down. I don't have color on my brush. I have water on my brush, and I have my paper towel right here, and that's what I'm sort of cleaning some of this off from. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to blend this line just a little bit more, and I'm removing. I'm not adding, I'm removing. This paper is a little bit fibrous because it's not watercolor paper, but that's okay. So that is my horizon skyline. Next, I want to come in and I want to do my water. So let me pick up some darker blues and a tinge of purple. I'm going to mix this in over here. This needs more water. When it pulls and you have white showing, that means you need more water on your brush. So let me work with, oh yeah, the paint that I have here is enough. I'm bringing this up ever so slightly into, I need it to be one straight line, into the pink a little bit. There, that's what I wanted, a continual line. I don't need that there. Most people pin their watercolor paper down. That's why. So this is what we have. Very, very, very pretty. Okay, I'm going to put that aside to dry. I'm going to do a bunch more since I already have the blue. Not enough water. Dip my brush into the paint a little bit more. And I can just sort of gradually blend this down. I'm picking up picking up color from my my paper here. Let me get rid of that. I have it here so I don't get a glare on my desk. But I have enough stuff on my desk right now. We don't need to worry about the glare. Okay, I want to clean this off. I want to come in and I want to grab some of that pink, yellow. Let's do the pink. Ooh, it's a nice pale pink. It's very, very pretty. Okay, I like that. Wipe that off. Let's come in and grab a little bit of the yellow. I'm muddying up my yellow. So let me clean that off. Let me come back over here into my palette. Grab some more yellow. let's come in and we're going to do that just above there. Wipe off my brush. I'm going to come in and grab that paler blue. And I'm coming into my yellow. Bringing it down to the pink. Just kind of swishing some of it off, wiping off my brush on my paper towel. I want to come back in right here between the yellow and the pink and smooth that out a little bit. Now I want to come and smooth out my fingerprints. There. There's that one. Kind of cool. My light's turned off. I didn't even pay attention. There. I wonder why they turned off. That's weird. Okay. Let's do, how many more pages? Oh, I only have one page left. All right, let's do this. Let's wipe up this. All right, I think I have the pale blue on my brush. Needs a little bit of water. Creating the sky. That pretty horizon. Come in with a little bit of that yellow. It's going to be a pinch green, but that's okay with me. And then some of that pink. Just a very simple wash. The more water you have on your brush, in your paints, the more of a wash it is going to be. And let's come in with our water blue. Making sure I'm covering all my paper. Clean off my brush. I like that one a lot. That one's probably my best one. So let's put that one over here to dry. I am going to get rid of this. It's okay that I have this on my palette. I can come back in and add just a pinch of water once this dries and reignite, so to speak, the paint. So this is fully dry from another project. If I just come in with just a plain water on my paintbrush, I can reuse all of that paint again. That's kind of the cool thing about watercolor. So let's get that out of the way. My desk is a mess from all different types of paint that I've been using. Let's see if I can clean some of this up. I've been doing multiple painting the last couple of days. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to get this off my desk because I spill these all the time. This I got at the Dollar Tree. It is not leak proof. I still tip these over and spill them. So I'm going to put it on my floor. I'm going to put my paintbrush away. Take this and move this away because this is damp. Now, once this dries, I use these in my artwork too. Look at how pretty it is. You can like decoupage it onto stuff. Trust me, you use everything. Okay, let's come back and look at these. See how these are doing. Ooh, very pretty. This one, I started to get the paper fibers coming up, but I'm not worried about it because I'll stamp over it. This one is my favorite one. Very, very, very pretty. I'm going to hit this with my heat gun ever so slightly, so it's going to be a little bit noisy. You do the front and the back, it gives it an even drying and flattens out the paper. Okay, that's all I need to do. And see how they flattened out too. Okay. Now, oh, let me get my stamps. That helps, doesn't it? I am using, like I said, this stamp set, Yellow Owl Workshop. I got it at Salvation Army for $2.99. It's marked $30. I should say my Ranger Archival ink is kind of drying out. I need to get a refill for this, and yeah. But this one is acid-free, permanent, and waterproof. So that's why that's a good one for this. Technically, this is dry, so I could probably come in with some of my other ink pads, but nonetheless, I'm going to use this. And then I'm using Elements by Lavinia Stamp Sahara for the sun, moon, whatever we want to call it. Let's start with this one. This is what they're using as the water. Move that out of the way. So it's a little on the dry side. And I'm just kind of stamping my waves up a little bit higher because of that fiber area. And I'm going to be coming in and I'm going to be trimming this. Grab my other towel. Clean that up. And I'm just going to come in and mass make these. This is March. We're doing Mass Make March. I'm continuing my mass making. Making 3 cards. That's mass making to me. The watercolor beneath it gives it such a pretty look. If you're used to working with clear mounted stamps and you can't see through the wood mounted ones, this is a little bit of nostalgia. Just kind of stamping blind, which I like. I like wood mounted stamps. You notice that I'm giving this stamp a little bit of movement. I'm tipping it to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. It makes it look like there's movement going on. I do that whenever I'm repeating any stamp that I'm using that's a repeat. I do that. I give it a different level of movement. There. So it doesn't look so stagnant. You know, if something is just in a row, your eye picks up on that. So by giving it just a little bit of movement, it helps. Okay, let's do the boat next. Give it a rub, give it a tap. All right, we're going to put the boat right here. There. Last one. There. And let's wipe this stamp off. Next, I want to do the fish, the jumping fish in the waves. bunch of fish. It's a prosperous day. There. So this Mass Make March is getting me making a lot of goodies, which I need to do. Okay. Now, the sun, moon, whatever you want to call it, I am going to do in the Sahara. This is a solid stamp. So I am going to rub it, tap it, lots of tapping it. Give it a really good press, a little bit of a wiggle. There. There. And then this one, I think I'm going to do this one up higher. And then maybe do some of those rays coming off of it. Nice. And I think I want to do the rays in this same yellow. I don't like the rays. Yeah. I don't like the rays. I'm not doing them on the others. It's okay on that. I don't really like it. Okay, so we are done with the stamps. So we can put stamps away. Came in this nifty little box. And let's put this lid on it. And then let's move these inks, if I can, out of the way. We're done with this. Okay, the next thing I need to do is trim these down. So I have my black paper already cut to size. Yes, these are cut to size. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. So it's this side that needs to be trimmed. Grab my paper cutter. I mean, I could trim the other side. So I'm just taking 1/4 inch off. 3 3/4 is what that's now measuring. There. And then I have my cardstock. These I will save and I will use these in my jewelry. Make sure this is dry before I put down my white cardstock. Okay, let's get my paper, my bone folder, I mean. And we need 3 cards folded up. And this is just an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock cut in half. That's all that is. Okay, so that's all I need for that. Now let me measure these just to double check that I have it right. No, is that one? This black paper looks like it might be cut a little bit small. You know what? I'm okay with that one. Let's double check this one. See if I need to trim it just a hair more. I do need to trim that a hair more. Oops, as I hit my thing here. Let's just take just a smidge off that. Okay, I like that a lot better. Let's double check. You know what? I'm going to trim this one too. When you trim off the edge, when you've been watercoloring it, to me it gives it a cleaner look. And let's see. That one's lined up pretty good. I'm good with that one. Okay. Now, to glue these down, I have liquid glue and I have double stick tape. When you're working with, whether it be watercolor paper or just watercolors in general, your paper has a little bit of a curl to it, so you need all the help you can get. So let's add some double stick tape. Let's come in and add some liquid glue as well. And this just gives it double help staying attached to that black paper. There. Nice. And let's do the same to add it to the card front. And I'm giving this a good press down as well. I'm going to remove these first. Makes it easier, actually. I use my nails. I have said that in so many videos. I use my nails in my art. I have tweezers. I don't use them. I use my nails. There. You want to come in and add some words, both on the outside or on the inside. There's that one. Looking good. Okay, let's add that double stick tape. You know, you can get a production line going of many, many, many more than 3, and then you have a whole bunch of birthday presents or Christmas presents or whatever the case may be. Cards for your stash ready. I am going to be working on a lot more cards. I need to get a lot more cards made. Okay, let's get this down there. Nice. With this tape, you can feel it sort of gripping better than it would if it was just the liquid tape, just the liquid glue, I mean. There we go. And the biggest request I get when it comes to cards is cards for men. The biggest. Now, because my ink pad is a little bit dry, in all honesty, probably off camera, I'm going to come in with a black pen and fill the boat hull in a little bit more. I'm not whacked about how that is. I want that a little bit thicker and darker. So that's a trick if your ink pad is kind of drying out. You can come in and add with a black pen. I have a pen here. What color is this? No, that's white. I have my gel pen, but that's too thin. Oh, I'll find my black pen. That's why I'm going to do it later. And I have my black paint pens too. These are substantial cards, so I want to make sure they're going to hold and be nice and grippy. So that's why oh, that's crooked. That's why I'm adding a decent amount of tape and glue. There. See, using my nails again. What do people without nails do? I don't know. I mean, I watched some of the videos of some of the other, like, very talented artists, and they're all, like, using tweezers, and I can't be bothered. In all honesty, I can't. I have built-in tweezers. I don't have the patience. But power to them. I am very happy with how these came out. I like it without the rays. So we have that one. We have that one. We have the ray one. And then we have the one that I spilled my watercolor all over. I'm going to come in and I'm going to paint this because I liked the card before I spilled the watercolor on it. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this has been fun and informative and helpful for you, maybe for some of the products that you have, giving you some different ideas on how you can use them. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. I do post videos every single day. And I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my numbers up. My numbers are climbing up, and I'm just so excited. I want to get over 1,000 subscribers. My birthday is next month. So that would be a really cool birthday present. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. But yeah, I would love that. So please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care. Be free.